Hola and bienvenidos everybody. My name is NittPicc, and if you don't know who I am a flutist and a music educator who enjoys all types of music. And today I'm going to really be exposing myself. So please be kind in the comments. I know that's asking a lot on YouTube. Today we are listening to the Beatles. And you're like, but NittPicc, everyone knows the Beatles. Well, I sure as hell don't. I know I'll probably get a lot of flack for this in the comments, and that's fine. I will admit I know some Beatles songs, like for instance, I know Come Together, Yesterday, Blackbird, and I think there's more, like maybe a few more, but there are a lot of songs that everyone's like, oh yeah, that's a great song, and I'm like, yeah. You're afraid to say you don't know the song because you don't want people to judge you. Because I feel like if you don't know who the Beatles are, you don't know their music, you're opening a door to extreme judgment. Which there's a reason why I'm doing this reaction. So many of you know, I work with marching bands during this time of the season here in Texas. It is marching band season, my friends. Not only it's football season, but it's also marching season. And ironically, the high school I work with is doing a Beatles themed show. And some of the songs I do recognize, but this is one I'm like, everyone's singing it and I'm like, I don't know what this is. So needless to say, we're gonna check it out. So before we jump in, if you like the channel, please like and subscribe. And if you want to check out more, there's some links down in the description below for my Discord. If you want to tell me like, hey NittPicc, you idiot, how do you not know the Beatles? Or you can click on the Patreon link to check out some extra videos as well as some free content that gets blocked on YouTube. But yeah, be kind, please. Here we go. Let's jump into Eleanor Rigby. All right, I'm doing this for science.
Ah, look at all the lonely people. Ah, look at all the lonely people. Eleanor Rigby picks up the rice in the church where a wedding has been. Lives in a dream, waits at the window, wearing the face that she keeps in a jar by the door. Who is it for? All the lonely people. Where do they all come from? All the lonely people. Where do they all belong? Father Mackenzie writing the words of a...
Oh, what? Sorry, my brain is like, lyrics? I can totally now hear. I feel so stupid. I can hear what the band has been playing on the field this whole time. I'm not gonna lie, I've heard that, oh, look at all the lonely people. I've heard that before, but I've never actually heard this song. I do know what the Yellow Submarine is. I think it's one of their albums, but I do want to talk about this for a second. So the intro, what's interesting is that the song is in the minor key, but it starts with a major chord. You can hear it in the opening. Also, there's some bluesy things going on here that I think I can point out, but listen carefully. And then into E minor, and then again minor. That's so weird. That's not common. Like immediately the song starts with a chorus, or what I would consider. Look, I just listen carefully. Major chord, minor chord, and then again major, minor. Interesting. And then
Eleanor Rigby picks up the rice in the church where a wedding has been. Lives in a dream, waits at the window, wearing the face that she keeps in a jar by the door.
I just want you to notice that when we first started, you could hear it was almost like a little ostinato. And then all of a sudden it changes. We get eighth notes instead of quarter notes in that lower, in the strings, right? That's happening behind, I think, is Paul McCartney's voice, right? keep going.
Who is it for? All the lonely people. Where do they all come from?
That is super bluesy. Where they do all that. Ooh, it gives it a little bit of a flavor, just a little bit of just kidding, or a little jazz chord in here. Yeah. Anyway, listen.
Where do they all come from?
Yeah.
All the lonely people.
We get more sustained sounds in the strings, and that's the cello, I believe.
Father Mackenzie writing the words of a sermon
Cute.
that no one will hear. No one comes near. Look at him working, darning his socks in the night when there's nobody there. What does he care? All the lonely people. Where do they all come from? All the lonely people. Where do they all belong? Look at all the...
Yeah, see, it's totally the chorus. It has to be. Anyway, we get the orchestral outline underneath with this ostinato boom, 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 boom. Just keep going. But then you get little interjections from our cello, and then I believe maybe viola or violin.
Father Mackenzie,
look at that second hand.
Writing the words of a sermon that no one
and then
will hear.
Interjection.
No one comes near. Look at him working, darning his socks in the night when there's nobody there. What does he care? All the lonely people. Where do they all come from? All the lonely people.
And now we get sustained
Where
notes.
Do they all belong?
Listen carefully in that section. I'm sorry. I know that this song's not very long, so it's okay. But I want you to listen carefully in this section. Listen to the strings. He's talking about, look at all the lonely people. Where do they all come from? And you can hear that chromatic descent in the strings. And what else could you possibly create to create sadness and depression? Chromaticism going down. I'll tell you, that's what that is. Listen.
All the lonely people. Where do they all come from?
And then again. All the lonely people.
Where do they all belong?
How depressing. And then major chord. Minor. Interesting.
Look at all the lonely people. Eleanor Rigby died in the church and was buried along with her name.
Oh.
Nobody came. Father Mackenzie wiping the dirt from his hands as he walks from the grave. No one was saved. All the lonely people. Where do they all come from? All the lonely people. Where do they all belong?
That is cool. Hold up. I didn't think the song was going to take that depressing of a turn. I didn't know Eleanor was going to die. That's so sad. Nobody came to her funeral. Anyway, but so we get, like, we have this ostinato underneath. An ostinato, by the way, is just a repeated bass line the whole time. What's cool in this ending is, like, we get a depressing ending, and then we get the chorus of look at all the lonely people over the lyrics, which is cool. Listen.
Eleanor Rigby died in the church and was buried along with her name. Nobody came.
So depressing.
Father Mackenzie wiping
Ostinato.
the dirt from his hands as he walks from the grave. No one was saved.
And then
all the lonely people.
And again,
Where do they all
that
come
chromatic descent.
all the lonely
Look at all.
Where do they all belong?
That's so interesting to me. Since we talked about a lot about the music itself, let's talk about the context. So from what I understand, I think at some point now everyone's experienced some kind of loneliness. And if you've ever, been at a point in your life where you feel lonely, it can feel very devastating to feel like no one sees you and no one hears you. I know I've been there in my life before, and it sucks. It doesn't feel good, and it feels like that's what this song is for. It's everyone. It's not just you. That's at least what I take from it. So if you have another outlook, let me know. But this was cool. I wonder what other Beatles songs I'm missing out on. Now I do know Let It Be. I will say that, but I wonder what else that I'm like missing out on. So I just thought this would be interesting. Anyway, I liked it. All right, so I finally have listened to Eleanor Rigby for the first time, and I can finally hear what the high school band has been playing on the field. And yeah, so commence all the comments of saying, how can you not know the Beatles? And you know what? I totally understand. Anyway, as usual, I'd like to continue the conversation about music. Are you a Beatles fan? And if so, for how long? And what are your favorite songs by the Beatles? Because if I haven't heard them, I kind of want to dive in. I know they've been around for a long time, and I know the Beatles are one of those bands that like, I feel like everyone likes them, and I feel like I don't know enough about them. But let me know what you think down below in the comments, and if you want to check out more, don't forget, like and subscribe. Click on those links down in the description below for my Discord so you can suggest more Beatles to me if you'd like, and check out the Patreon where you can find more content as well as some extra free content that just gets blocked on YouTube. But this was cool, and I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.